Hello, hello, it's Simone. Welcome to my channel. Today I am sharing week 32 of 2016. I am slowly catching up on my project life from last year. I have been using a citrus twist kit last for week 31 and a cocoa daisy kit for week 30, and now I'm combining both kits and trying to make a cohesive layout. I struggle quite a bit with this because, well, I have a really hard time working with the Citrus Twist kits and cards. I loved them last year. Those kits both are from 2016, and somehow I must have changed during the last year. I really struggle. Or it was just this kit. We'll see next month. So I'm picking cards and papers, and I'm trying to find out how I'm going to place my photos on the page protectors. And once I decided this, now I'm just showing you that I am using the stamps from Felicity Jane as well as the stickers that I showed you before last. Now, this is a 4x6 card, and I just use washi tape to make it to glue it together, and then I just use a puffy sticker on this card and journal, and then I call it done. Now the next card I struggle a bit more. So I decided to trim down the photo from a 3x4 to a smaller photo so that it had an edge on each side, so the card color would be able to be seen. And now I need to fill that empty space down there. And I struggle a bit with this. So I'm using all of the embellishments that I had pulled for the previous 2 weeks and just try to roll with it. I will eventually pull in, or you can actually see them in the top right corner. It's my label box, and I will also use that. But everything else is from the kits or things that I had pulled previously for any of the other videos. I'm trying to use this up, and after I was done, I actually purged and decided, am I going to keep this card? Am I ever going to use that, or am I just not going to use it? And I just put it back into my stash, and next week I will do a Cocoa Daisy leftover. I have a little box where I have all of my Cocoa Daisy cards and embellishments from all the kits that I had ever purchased during my subscription time, and I'm just going to try and work with that. And then the week after, I'm going to break into the September kits from last year. Yes, this is ridiculous, actually. So the card is done, and I'm moving on to embellishing the photo of my husband, who tried to recreate someone we saw posing for a photo. And then I journal on the card next to it. I didn't even embellish it yet. You will see me embellishing later on with some puffy stickers and the phrase stickers. And now I'm creating my title card. And this is something very unusual. I usually create the title card in the top left corner of my weekly spread. But it just didn't really work out that way this week. And I actually really like how that title card turns out. So now it's a little bit slower and I can talk a bit more. That week we had friends from Germany over, and we did a whole lot. And if I had included all of the photos that I had from that week, I could have probably filled 3 to 4 double spreads just with all the things we did, all the things I want to remember. I decided not to do that. I decided to stick to my double page or a double spread and just touch the highlights. And if I feel the need to tell a deeper story about one of the things that happened, I will then create a 12 by 12 layout. I also started a travel journal in last summer, which I haven't touched ever, where I also wanted to record these things, and maybe it will be a bit more detailed then, if I ever go back and do that. So this is my I actually, when I look at it now, it looks like I know what I'm doing, but I really struggled with this, and the video footage was almost 1 hour and 50 minutes. Yeah. So I have been away in Germany with my family celebrating my sister's wedding, and I haven't filmed a video, I haven't been creative for 3 weeks. And boy, do I feel it. I wanted to have videos up this week that I wanted to make this week, and the only video that I managed to create is this one. So let's see how I'm getting back into the swing of things. I will have hopefully, and I'm planning on filming this today, 2,000 subscriber giveaway video tomorrow. If it's not there tomorrow, then I didn't get to film it, or I wasn't satisfied with what I talked on the video. And I will also talk a little bit about my plans for the channel, because the last Scrapted video that I did, I told you what I was going to do and I did none of the things. So let's see how that works out for the next 2 or 3 months. Yeah, I'm fiddling with lots of photos. I'm creating this 4x6 card, and I just cut the photos down slightly, and I didn't really know how to arrange them on the card. But then I decided that if both photos would touch the edges of the card, it would work, and I would like the way it looked. And I actually do think it really works this way. I struggled with the label, and now I'm trying to cover up me in the photo, because I'm not the people I want to talk about. I want to talk about my son and his friend. And yeah, I really liked that tag. It is from a label die cut set from Vicky Boutin, and it came in one of my previous Coco Daisy Day in the Life kits, and once I was done with the kit, I just added them into my label box. Then I used a cut apart sheet that was in, I think it was a Dear Lizzie papers that came in last August's Citrus Twist kit. And there were things in there in that cut apart sheet that really helped me stretch that kit. So that was actually a really great addition to my project life this week. I used a larger cut apart for a layering element behind that tag, and then I fussy cut the camera and used it there. Now we're still working on baseball, and I want to add this 3x4 photo to my 4x6 paper. I don't really know if I want to write a lot or not, or how I'm going to make this card work, but I really like what I came up with in the end. So I find this tag, that blue one, and the arrow, and then I use a label to layer, and I cut off the brown element of the sticker because I just didn't like how that looked. So it's not a tag anymore, it's just a flag. And then I pull out the Alpha stamp set from Felicity Jane, and there is a puffy sticker on the sticker sheet that says "You are." And I thought, well, they are playing baseball. Why don't I just make "You are out"? And then I recorded what I really want to record, which is them having fun playing baseball and being all serious about it. And so that was the best thing to add. Having some embellishments and a little title for the card works really well for me. I know I'm a person who actually really likes to write a lot, but especially since all of those things happened a year ago, it's not as present in my mind as it would have been. And especially for this week, if I had wanted to journal again, I would have needed a lot more space. So I decided to go on the reduced journaling. And here I actually created a filler card. Can you imagine having a spread that is so jam-packed and then making a filler card? I don't know. Well, I like how it turned out, and it went with the vibe for the whole week, which the globe said, let's go on a big adventure. And then I'm journaling about our standard route number 1. We had so many visitors that we actually took them on the same kind of trips. So we had a route number 1 and a route number 2, and we joked about this all the time. So they knew, okay, now this is route number 1. So I used this as a title and just underlined it. And now I'm using this journaling card. And it was a bit green. Even though the spread has lots of greens, this green wasn't in the spread. So I thought by trimming it down a bit and mounting it on the same pattern paper that I used for the title card, it would tie in the green. And I really, really like how that worked out. So now I have those 4 photos, and I'm actually not really sure if I want to use them all. So yeah, I fuzz with this again, and I'm cutting down the paper that I want to use, and I decide, no, I'm not going to use 4 photos. I'm just going to use 2. And because both of those things don't even really know what the left one is called, and I really need to look it up because I left a blank space on my journaling card. So I decide that I just want to have a little embellishment cluster on the green card with the Monterey Bay Aquarium entrance. And again, I'm cutting things down so there is an edge. And I have this idea from Tracy Reed. I have been watching her Project Life Process videos lately. I really love how she's making those fabulous spreads, and she is printing her photos smaller. And I really like how that works. You can easily tie in photo colors that don't really work with the colors of your papers by matting them and leaving a border. And so, yeah, that's probably where I got this from, because I haven't been doing this in my last videos. So I made a mistake by cutting down that journaling card wrong, and I had to use washi tape to glue back on parts of it, and then it was still too small. I don't know what I did wrong. Maybe next time I should write it down before I start cutting things down. So again, mounted this on the pattern paper, and then I'm just going to stamp again with this fabulous stamp set. I'm just going to write fav or fave, I think fave, right? Because both of those things, the jellyfish and the other thing, were my favorite parts of the museum. No, it wasn't a museum, it's an aquarium. And yeah, so I think my spread is done. Almost. I still have some phrase stickers, and yeah, I decide to use my pen and line the edges of this card, and I will, in the close-ups, or yeah, in the photo of the spread, you will see that I also did this with a red card. So I really love repeating things on both sides. And now I'm going in with those puffy stickers and the enamel or almost enamel dots, and creating clusters or adding elements to the cards. And I really like doing that at the end, bringing it all together, and it really works for me. So that is why I have this section in there. Part of why I add so many phrase stickers, you wouldn't need them. The cards look good without them. is because I just want to use up my stash. What good are those things in my stash if I never use them? I mean, then this way I actually enjoy them, and it yeah. What does Marie Kondo say? It sparks joy. This is how. So using them is a much better idea than not using them. So here is the completed spread. I hope you enjoyed this process video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to keep on watching, there is a couple of more Project Live process videos on screen right now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye!